Hi there. Thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Melissa, also known as the Commentary Broad, and you also might know me as the Thrifty Broad on my other YouTube channel. Anyway, today we're going to go over an Instagram live that I took from a MONAT distributor, and she's talking to somebody she recently indoctrinated, using that word on purpose, into her downline. And I've watched part of it, but not all of it. I screen recorded it. I went and did something else, and I came back at the tail end of the screen recording. So I do know what some of it's about, but I wanted to go over this because even though it's not very shocking, there's a lot of problematic things in this little video, that at least the stuff I saw. And so I'm sure there's more problematic stuff in there. So let's get to it.
Hello, you guys. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. It is Friday, and I'm going to be jumping on live with one of my dearest friends, Jenna. She was actually my first VIP when I signed up with MONAT. The first person that trusted me with this business, and then she loved the product so much that she saw the opportunity to actually join the business. And so I am going to let her go ahead and add herself, and then I'm going to add her to this so she can tell her story and why she decided to join, why she decided to put fear to the side. And oh, there she is. Let me see here.
Hi.
Oh, hi. There you are.
Hello.
Hello. How's your Friday going?
It's going. It's Friday. You know, toddler life is fun. Yeah.
It's going. It's going. Yes. Okay, so I was just kind of telling them that you were like my first VIP, the first person to trust me, and then you decided to, take this opportunity.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are. So I remember you telling me, I remember this so vividly, okay? I was like outside and I was texting you kind of all day, being like, girl, this opportunity, you should do it. You should do it. And you're going back and forth. And you're like, I just, I'm afraid of failure, all those kinds of things. And,
We're going to pause this. She should be afraid of failure for this kind of a business, because 99% of everyone that joins an MLM will in fact fail. They'll either lose money or they will make no money at all. So that fear is very real for this industry.
I still remember getting the text from you that was like, let's do this. And I was outside, Jarrett and the kids were by the fire pit, and I was like, she's doing it. I was so excited. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and say why you decided to push that fear aside and jump on board.
Okay, yeah.
So let's hear it.
I mean, you led right into it perfectly. I was someone who was very skeptical about the products, I would say. I remembered ordering them.
You shouldn't be, you should always be skeptical about products as well, but you should be more skeptical. You should be more skeptical about the business model, because it's predatory and it requires you to scam other people in order to make money. So if you're really good at scamming, you're going to make money. And if you're not good at scamming, you're going to lose. So, it's a gross business anyway.
And I specifically told Andrew, I was like, I'm going to order these products because I love Jasmine. I want to support her family, but I have such a hard time finding stuff that works for me because I have a very sensitive scalp. My hair is super oily, and I was just very much like, okay, I'm going to get this, and then Andrew will use it if I don't like it because, his hair is short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I got the product, and the first couple of times washing it, I definitely had to learn how to wash my hair, right? I feel like it's something that isn't talked about enough.
Okay. Seriously. I've been washing my hair since I was a little girl by myself, right? You don't need to wash your hair in any specific way. You wet it down, you lather the soap, you put it in your hair, you let it sit there, you wash it out. Then you get conditioner if you put conditioner in your hair. I have to. I have really dry hair. But no, you don't have to learn to wash your hair. That is a common lie that MONAT representatives tell people. It's really kind of gross and weird at the same time.
Like washing your hair properly, because I didn't know to double wash my hair till this year, and I'm 30, so
You don't have to double wash your hair. I have very dry hair. I have curly hair. I am a natural redhead. I dye it because I'm going white, but I do have naturally, really dry hair. And when I double wash my hair, it would be super dry. So I don't do that. When you double wash your hair, you're stripping out all the natural oils. I mean, you are anyway, kind of, from washing your hair, but you have natural oils in your hair that you need.
the struggle is real, but I just fell in love with the products, and I kept ordering, and there'd be a sale, and I'd be like, oh, I wanted to try that. I'm going to order. It's such a great deal. Well, there's another sale. And pretty soon Andrew's like, you've gotten 3 boxes from that company this month, because he works for the post office. So, I can't get it past him.
Yeah.
He knows.
No, he knows.
And I was just like, yeah, I love all their products. Do you want me to get you some stuff? I want you to try this, And I remember it just being put on my heart. I kept thinking about it. I was so inspired by everything you were doing, watching all your lives, all your videos. And I was just like, man, she's doing this awesome thing, helping her family out. I would love to do it. But again, every excuse in the book, I was like, money, time, all the things that you can make excuses for anything that.
Yeah, you can make excuses for everything. And that's true. She's not wrong there. But when it comes to money and time, those are very real factors in any MLM situation. MONAT isn't different, and none of them are different. They're all exactly the same. They're all product-based pyramid schemes, in my opinion. I will say that's in my opinion. I mean, and it's like, because it's all about recruitment. It's not about the product. The products are overpriced. They really are. Like, the shampoo and the conditioner and everything you can get there, you can get everything, every product that MLM sell. There are dupes out there for half the price, sometimes even lower than that. So, and they're selling on the open market, and they're doing fine. So when MLMs don't sell on the open market, you should always be very skeptical about those products. They might be fine. I mean, MONAT's had a few lawsuits about their shampoo making people's hair fall out. And they've had to settle. And they're like, we won everything. No. Settling is not the same as winning. It's not the same. And honestly, if you settle, you probably did something wrong, and you're going to get out cheaper if you settle now than if you were to go to court. But I mean, some people just, it is what it is. But it's the reason why MONAT products or any MLM product is really expensive is because so many people have to get that money from that same product. So many people on the upline need to get money from this one product. When you buy something from a store, that doesn't happen. So they don't need to charge you double for what it should be costing you.
You want to do? I feel like I texted you back every excuse in a different way at a different time. Yeah, and you're like,
and I'm like,
well,
no.
And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But I remember exactly. I was sitting in my bed. I remember you were texting me, and I was talking to Andrew about it, and we've been talking about it probably all day. And same thing. I literally was like, you know what? What do I have to lose? I love the products. I've been talking about them to people. Anytime someone gave me a compliment on my hair, I was like, oh my gosh, you actually have to go, follow my friend Jasmine. There's these amazing products that I'm using. They've helped me so much with my scalp health, all these things. And I was just like, let's do it. Like, I remember just texting you that, and I did this with my hands, and I was like, let's go. Like, let's just do it. I was so pumped up. But yeah, so I just said, let's take the leap. I'm buying the products anyway. I love them, and it's so easy to talk about them.
Right. And that's the amazing thing about this. They're consumable products. So it's like, say if like the world was to shut down again, you're going to need to wash your hair. Okay.
Actually, you don't. I do wash my hair, and a lot of people do. But you don't have to wash your hair. You do have natural oils in your hair, and they're there for a reason. So just saying, you don't have to. But you know what? If the world were to shut down again, which I don't think it will, honestly. But if it were, there's plenty of shampoo at your local grocery store. You can just order. Amazon. You can order so much shampoo off Amazon. Come on.
Everyone's going to need to wash their hair. And that's the one big benefit of this. And also, I wanted to point out that you got your first paycheck today, and you have been in this business for like basically a week. Like it's been like 2 weeks, but you know, it's a week behind. So you get paid for your work that first week that you did. And it's just so incredible because you can tell me if you feel different, but I feel like I remember receiving my first paycheck and it just opened my eyes to being like, whoa, okay, like this is actually possible. Like this is actually something that I can build upon and I can do, instead of it being something like, oh, maybe I'll receive a paycheck, maybe I won't. And months like that will happen, but it's just like, it shows you what is possible. And it's like crazy. Like sometimes you'll get bonuses and it's like, how did I even get a bonus? Because like MONAT pays you like in 10 plus different ways. So it's like where did that come from?
Heck yeah.
You should understand your own compensation plan. I mean, I hate it when people are like, I don't even know where this came from. Really? You didn't read your compensation plan? Because I know whenever I've worked for another company, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're not a business owner. You're working as an independent contractor for MONAT. Whenever I worked for another company, I looked at how much I was getting paid. Because I want to know how much I'm getting paid, when I get to have any kind of leave. I look at all my benefits because why wouldn't you? Most people look at every benefit they can get to, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure they knew, but if not, that's a little dumb to not know your own compensation plan. I mean, it is.
I'll take it.
I got the email this morning. I mean, I knew it was coming because I knew I had enrolled some people, but I got my power bill. And then I got that bonus and I was like, already paid for it. I paid for my power bill this month.
Exactly. Right. Like it doesn't have to be these large things. Like the recent training we just had with our team and talking about how like it's the small things sometimes. It's not about, you know, like, oh, the Cadillac and I want to go buy investment properties and this and that. But it's like the small things. It's like, no, like I can actually cover my groceries now. Or I can buy my kids clothes because they outgrow them so stinking fast that it's like, okay, gotta go, you know, now it's next summer, now they need new summer clothes because those.
You should buy secondhand. I'm a reseller, so I'm always going to advocate for buying secondhand, especially kids' clothes, because come on.
Previous ones don't fit them, and then fall will be here before we know it, because I know that was the cycle I was in, that it was like, okay, now this has to go on a credit card because like we didn't game plan, we didn't prepare for it. Then the holidays are here, right? And so then it's like, I didn't prepare for that. So it's like, why not start now? Because then you know, like by the time you get to the holidays, like I'm probably going to be in a way better spot than I was last Christmas or last holiday season.
100%.
You know?
100%. And I feel like it, like you said before, it's consumable products that we're using anyway, right? I was already buying shampoo. I was already buying conditioner. All the other goodies that make my hair amazing that I'm getting now are, I've never had hair like this. I can't even explain it. But the little things, like you said, I like to set little goals. And I think we've talked about this. I am a very visual person. I write it down. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay, my goal was to pay one bill this month. Check, got that, done. I paid a bill. So now I'm like, well, we're halfway through the month. So now I'm like, well, new goals, because I have 15, 16 more days that I want to be able to do other things. And I think it's just so cool that the sky is the limit. And
she says this a few times, and this is probably the part where I have watched. The sky is not the limit, actually. In any MLM, you will reach a roadblock. And honestly, MONAT's been out there for a long time. I think it's going to be really hard for this lady to make any real money. Maybe she's not looking for real money, but I bet money she is. Because they sell you that. They're selling you that dream that you can have independent wealth. And she's kind of right if you're willing to do what it takes. And to do what it takes is to scam a lot of other people underneath you. You have to be able to bring in more people, and your upline is going to put pressure on you to bring in more people, because the more people you bring in, the more money they make on top. So that's why it's a really predatory process. And then if you want to leave, oh, you're discommunicated. Is that the right word? Anyway, you are voted off the island, basically. So the sky's not the limit. You actually have a very finite limit because there's only so many people on the planet. And I think it's like 17 cycles or even 11 cycles. It's something like that. 11 or 17 cycles, something like that, of people you can go through before you have reached the entire population of the entire world, including all the children. And it's like, there's so many people out there that are educated to this now that it's actually harder for MLMs to sell their products because there's so many people out there like myself and other people. I mean, I know I just joined it, so hi. But you know what I mean. There's a lot more education than there was even 5 years ago. I've been watching anti-MLM content for a really long time. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this too. I don't want to just do this, but I want to comment on this stuff too.
It's on me how much I want to put into this. That's
Right.
the part I love about it, is because like yesterday I got to take my daughter to a farm and spend a day with a girlfriend and her son and just enjoy the day. And I'm still working my business when it fits into my schedule. Like before we left, I got to do it. At night, I got to do it. Got to talk to some great ladies, but I still was able to do that stuff with my family, where before, when I had to go back to work after Liam, I missed out on all those field trips because I couldn't take time off work, or it was so hard to do doctor's appointments, things like that, that I think sometimes, are taken for granted when you've been staying at home for a while. Now I'm like, oh, it's just such a blessing in so many different ways that I didn't even think were possible, that I just feel so thankful that I'm able to do this.
I totally agree. Yes, no, I totally agree with you, because I kind of had that, like feeling, I guess, in a kind of the same way, but different ways. Like, okay, my kids are getting older and like they're maybe not going to need me as much. So does that mean like, do I have to go back to like a 9 to 5? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to do that, because still when your kids are older, they still need you. But it's like, I want to show up to their sporting events or whatever activities they choose to do, and their field trips and those things, about being like, hey, can I get the day off? You know what I mean? And then being like, well, if you can get your shift covered, you know what I mean? It's like, great, and it's just a horrible feeling inside of being like, you want to show up for your kids and you're trying everything you can, but it's like, you can't, because you are controlled by your job and you need the money. You're supporting your family, and I get it. So you need to show up and do that. But we're trying to show you that there's a different route. Like, there's a different.
The problem is you can't have everyone in the adult population, and like, just say America, in an MLM. You just can't, because we need doctors, we need dentists, we need mailmen, we need, we need mail people, we need all kinds of people in all kinds of professions. Yeah, there are people that are nurses, there are people that are doctors and lawyers and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, they made a choice that they want to do that job. And it's okay if they're doing that job and not going to every field trip. And I think this right now borderlines on mom shaming, but later on we'll get to some actual mom shaming and I'll point that out.
Different way to go. And it, with an uncapped income, with a very small investment, that you can earn all of that back within your first week, your first month, whatever you choose, how hard you want to work it.
Has nothing to do with how hard you want to work it. Has everything to do with how early you got into an MLM and how successful you are at recruiting. That is actually the crucial thing. The products don't mean anything. The products are meaningless. They're literally just a catalyst for you to recruit more people into the commercial cult, because that's exactly what every MLM is, a commercial cult. And they indoctrinate you and they hype you up to keep you in it, to keep you like, yeah, because it's really easy to knock someone down in an MLM, because it is a hard industry. I totally think it's a hard industry. I have had my run-ins with MLMs. I've only kind of been in one, and that was Plexus, and that was just, I gave them a credit card that I knew was expiring in a month, so it was fine. But yeah, I wanted to try the pink drink because I wanted less pain, and they told me, oh, yeah, you'll have way less pain. No, tastes like shit, and I had no less pain. Actually, I had more pain because whatever they put in there actually hurt me.
And it's endless.
It is,
The things
yeah.
that you can do with it.
And you touched on that training that we did the past couple of days, and it was just, it fired me up. And I know that you're a competitive person as well, and being a former athlete,
yes.
I feel like my competitive nature, when I went to work after college, I was like, okay, I'm gonna, climb the ladder. I'm gonna be the best employee. I want to show up for my family, show up for my job, and do all that. And after coming home, you're so focused on your baby. So I was very focused on Jules and just being the best mom. But I feel like the last 6 months or so, kind of the same thing. I was like, okay, what am I doing? Like, where am I going to put my passion into things? How am I going to speak into people's lives? How am I going to help people? Because I've always had something, I feel like I'm helping people. I'm inspiring people or pumping people up. I like to be competitive, even if it's against myself. And these trainings the last couple of days, I feel like I'm back into something where I love the products. I'm able to talk to people about them. And I just feel like I'm doing something that matters. And it's something where I can compete against myself. And I feel great about that. Like, I'm waking up and I'm like, okay, today I'm going to do this, this, and this. And I'm going to talk to all these people. And, it's just something where I feel like that energy was being not wasted, because I love spending time with my kids and I love being a stay-at-home mom. It's the dream.
Right.
But
it's not the dream for everyone, though. And I want to make that clear. I know a lot of women that have children that had no intention of staying home with their kids. They didn't want to. And that's okay. They liked working. We only say that to moms. When moms want to work, we're like, ooh, what's wrong with you? But when dads work, that's okay, because dads don't need to be in the picture. Dads are just as important, in my opinion, and it's like, I think this is like a backwards thing that we demonize women for working, but we don't demonize men. We don't want to demonize men for working, but you know what I mean? Let's not demonize anyone for working, because the majority of the people in this world have to work. Like, that's just the point of it. And when you're MONAT or any other MLM, you're still working. And honestly, I believe that more people are inattentive parents when they're in MLMs, because it consumes so much of their time, than if they weren't. They're painting this picture that isn't actually accurate. People have gotten out of these MLMs and they're like, yeah, I was working literally 24 hours a day, or I was not able to do anything because I was too busy scamming other people. And that's, in my opinion, that's what they're doing, is scamming other people, selling them this dream of independent wealth that will probably not happen for them. They will probably lose money. And that's such a sad, sad reality.
Just didn't feel like I was reaching my full potential. And I've talked to a few of my friends about that. I'm like, I feel I'm a human again. Like, I'm still a mom, but I feel like a human again, where I have things that I get up and I'm doing every day. I have a schedule. I am working out more. I'm being more successful. I'm a better mom for it, honestly.
And this is where we get to it's not advert mom shaming, but the fact that she's saying, I'm a better mother because I'm home with my kids. I think that's garbage. I think if you're a working mom, you probably have to work. So you shouldn't feel like garbage for having to work. And B, no, you can be a good mother and work full time. I know many mothers that are great mothers and they work full time because you know what? They need to and they want to. And some people have professions they love, and it's like there's a disgusting rhetoric in these MLMs that, you need to be at home with your kids and then you bring your husband home. And, I understand the want for independent wealth. I get that. Totally do. But this is not the right route. This is not the right route. If you want to do it ethically, because you can make good money if you are willing and good at scamming other people. And that's gross, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not getting in those roles where I'm in a show hole and I'm watching 2 seasons of a show in a week. Like, my energy is being spent it's in a better direction. Let's just say that.
Yes, I was totally there. where every rest time my kids had, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to turn off my brain. I need to go sit and watch TV because I am exhausted, which
Yes.
being a stay-at-home mom is exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay, I 1000% get that. But I
Mhm.
have found more energy and more fulfillment
Yes.
through
Yep.
finding like a purpose. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like now I wake up with a purpose. Now I wake
Yeah.
up wanting to help other mamas and other women. It doesn't matter if it's with your hair, your finances, your confidence, whatever it may be. And I say this all the time, but it's like if I can just help one person feel their self-worth and their confidence and make them realize like,
Yeah.
no, you can do hard things. Like you were meant to, like God gave you such a special gift that's different from mine, that's different from yours.
And honestly, I'm atheist, so this wouldn't even work on me. But I really hate this faith manipulation that people do. God wants us to do this. God gave us this purpose. This is why we're doing it. Because you can say that about anything. You can say that about anything in the planet, and you can rationalize anything that way. It is not a good way to look at the world. God said it was okay. No, 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 no. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going on a limb here. Let's go for New Testament Christian, because that's what I grew up in, right? I'm pretty sure that Jesus would not want you to scam a bunch of people out of their money, shilling this dream to them that isn't actually achievable by most people.
And I just want to show you how to use it, you know? And I'm in the process of learning that as well. But I've only been with this company since December, and it's just a complete 180, like mentally. You know what I mean? And now you're able to show up for your kids and your husband and your friends and your family in a completely different way than you were before. You know, because it's like, like I have a purpose. Like I love being a mom, but there's so much more to me than just being a mom. You know what I mean? I know it's not just a mom. I don't want anyone to take it that way, but it's like there's more to you than that. Like there's just more. You have more gifts than being the best mother in the world, because you are.
Yeah,
but you have more gifts and more talents to share.
I totally agree. And the community of just all the ladies being in the training and seeing everyone, how successful they've been. And everyone has a different story, and they're all unique and different based on, you know, their life and what they did. And just hearing from all those ladies who are moms, who have gotten their car, who, you know, did the business and had a hard time and then just exploded all of a sudden. It's like, I don't know what my story is going to look like yet, but every time I hear someone else's story, I'm like, I'm pumped up again.
Honestly, I hope Jenna's story is that she got out. I really hope that is her story. And Jasmine. Jasmine's the lady at the top. Jenna's the lady at the bottom. And I hope both of these ladies do get out. I do not like it when women, or anybody for that matter, but mostly women, get roped into these schemes. And I don't like it when women get pulled into this and then they scam other women. It sucks. It really sucks. This business model is a bad model because it requires you to scam other people in order to make money. And then you basically have to do a bunch of mental gymnastics to, you know, to rationalize it in your brain, because this isn't normal. Scamming people isn't normal. And when you realize most people aren't going to make money, and if you're somewhere at the top, you have to have a bunch of people underneath you that are not making any money. If I was in a business and I figured that out, I would leave that business immediately, because that is unethical.
Like, I know I can do this, and I want to do this for you, for our future team, for, you know, my kids, for my family. Like, it's just such a blessing, and I'm obviously pumped up about it.
Yes. No, 1000%. Like, we could go forever. I wanted to touch one thing though. If other people maybe had the feelings that you had before jumping, like the fear of failure, guys, the only way you fail is if you quit. That's it.
Right.
Okay?
No. The only way you're going to fail is probably just being in an MLM. Like, just being in an MLM and even trying your best, chances are you are going to fail. That is the truth about this industry, that they always sugarcoat, that they always hide, because some people make it. Like, there are people like Boss Lee, Jesse Lee Ward, who has made millions of dollars off the backs of people who are not making anything. And I think it's disgusting. And I feel for her because I know she has a terrible disease, and it doesn't look good for her. And I feel bad for her. And as a human to another human, I hope she makes it, but I'm not sure she's going to. But, you know, as an MLM person, it really makes me so mad that people do this to other people, knowing that that's what they're doing to other people, and keep doing it anyway, because it corrupts you. It corrupts your morals. It corrupts your ethics. And you have to put your own morals and your own ethics aside, even though they say they're not. You have to do that in order to be successful in this kind of business.
Like, that's the only way you're going to fail. That's it, point blank. Like, you need to put pressure on yourself, though. Like, life, we're meant to feel down, 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 and get ourselves back up. We're meant to feel highs and lows and all the things. If you just stay like this the rest of your life, like, you're not going to go anywhere. I hate to break it to you. But if you stay like this, you know, if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't put yourself out there, like, you're not.
No, I do kind of agree with that. You have to put yourself out there and you have to challenge yourself. Absolutely. But not in an MLM.
Not going to know the gifts God has given you. You know, you got to feel the lows sometimes. That's going to be the thing that moves you into that next thing. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, if anybody was like Jenna and has that fear of like failure, or I can't do this, or I don't have the time, we can all think of the excuses. If you're going to look for an excuse, you will find it. 1000%. You will find the excuse. Only way you fail is if you quit.
Again, not true. But the thing is, you don't need excuses. You just need to look at the facts. There are facts. There are facts from the FTC. There are facts from other studies that show the majority of people that join an MLM will, in fact, fail. And you have more luck winning at Little Caesars, a casino in Las Vegas, than you do at getting money out of an MLM. So, and that's why you always see these reps that have been in other MLMs, and they, you know, did as much as they could, and then they jump ship to the newest MLM because they're good at social media or whatnot, and they know if they get in early, they're going to get a good payday.
You might have setbacks. That's going to happen whether you start this business or another business. But I think it's better to start this business with a community where it's already set up for you, and you have people cheering you on and supporting you, than being alone and being like, okay, you know what I mean? Then it's a little easier to quit, fall off, and then you feel down about yourself. But this one's going to be like, no, I got you. And I know if you sign up with Jenna and she's your leader, she's going to get you when you're down. And I'm going to be there to help you too. You get both of us. Like, it is.
It's
just a blessing.
It seriously is. And don't, like you said, don't let fear hold you back, because just try the products. If you're not sure, if you don't want to do the business yet, just try the product.
No, I wouldn't try these products, to be perfectly honest. Your hair might fall out. It might. Who knows?
And I promise you, they will get you the rest of the way there, because I was the same way, and I just fell in love. And you have nothing to lose. Guys, the products, they have a 30-day guarantee. So if you don't like them, what does it hurt? It doesn't hurt anything. You tried it. Right, you get your money back. So
I'm pretty sure you don't get all your money back. And also, I remember someone saying you have to pay return shipping to MONAT. So, and there's like some weird like shenanigans that goes on. And I've read Reddits that people have had a really hard time returning that product and getting their money back. So it's not as easy as they're making it out to be. And honestly, you have a lot to lose. When you join any MLM, you have a lot to lose because you get roped in. And if you are vulnerable, and I don't mean vulnerability as a weakness, because I don't think vulnerability is a weakness. We're all vulnerable at some point in our life. But if you are vulnerable to being roped in to this kind of a money-making scheme, you know, it's going to be bad for you, because it's going to be hard for you to get out. You're going to rationalize this to stay in it, to get in it, to stay in it. They're going to tell you to open a credit card so you can afford the stuff. And it's going to be probably disastrous to you, your finances, your friends, your family, maybe your marriage. Why would you Why would you put so much of that on the line for a job, for being an independent contractor, and the lie that you can be wealthy? Because if you are, that means you were wealthy off the backs of everyone that wasn't, that all the people that failed.
Just if I could tell anyone, yes,
Even
just
if the
try
bottle
them.
was-
Please try them, because I promise you will not be disappointed. Yes.
Your life
And
will
your
be
hair
changed.
and your
It will be
scalp, let me tell you about my
Yes.
scalp, okay?
No.
I don't think my scalp was ever cleaned for like 29 years. Honey.
Okay, I'm going to stop her here because it's not anything towards the end and her kid comes in and I don't want to have to edit all the kid out. So I am going to stop the media here. And yeah, so what are your thoughts on this? Even when they're not like outrageous claims, it's still a lot of unethical claims, you know, and it's kind of gross. It really is. And I know I've said that so many times. You could probably make that a drinking game. Drink a shot of water every time I say the word gross, right? But these calls and lives are always very problematic in my opinion, because they're telling you things like half-truths that aren't completely true. Like, oh, the only way to fail is if you quit. No, you can fail working hard a lot of people work hard. A lot of people join this industry and work their self to the bone and never make it anywhere. You know, and if that happens to you, that sucks. But know that it wasn't your fault. It was the structure of the business that was designed for you to fail. They designed it this way. They designed it this way so people at the bottom would have to fail, so the people at the top, including the people at the very, very top, are making all the money. So that's why we consider these pyramid schemes. They're basically legal for now, pyramid scheme. And this is one company that is one of the most predatory companies out there. They're all predatory, but this one is one of the worst. And I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe and stick around and give my channel, my little budding new channel, a chance. Thank you so much.